Hello all, welcome to Champion Mindset Education. In today's video, we'll learn about curves and polygon. What are curves? So, when you draw any line, when you draw a line without using a scale or without any measurement, then it is called as a curve. Like this shape, it is called as a curve shape. Any shape if you draw without any measurement or without any scale or without picking your hand up is called as a curve. These are all curves. Okay, there are different types of curves. So we'll see the types of curve. The first type is simple curve. What is simple curve? If a curve does not cross itself, like I'm drawing a curve, if I'm not crossing it, it's not crossing anywhere. If a curve that does not cross itself, just curve is created but it's not crossing anywhere, then it is called as a simple curve. If the curve which does not cross itself is known as a simple curve. What is crossing? Like suppose I'm drawing a curve and here it is crossing itself. Okay, then it is known as a crossed curve. But what is simple curve? If the curve which is not crossing itself anywhere is known as a simple curve. Okay, the second type is open curve. Open curve, the curve that does not begin and end at same point. Any curve, so suppose this is the starting point, I am drawing a curve but I am not completing it at the same point, then it is known as an open curve. It is open because it is not completing at the same point. The curve which is starting but not ending at same point is known as a open curve. Okay, it's very simple. Now what is closed curve? Opposite to open curve, the curve which starts and ends at the same point is known as a closed curve. So suppose I am starting it from here and I am closing it here, then it's a closed curve. The curve that starts and ends at same point is known as a closed curve. And the fourth type of curve is simple closed curve. Now you know what is simple curve? Any curve that does not cross itself is known as a simple curve. It should not cross and it should be closed, then it's a simple closed curve. So like suppose for closed curve, if I am drawing like this, this crossing, okay, so this is closed curve. But if I am drawing a curve, it is not crossing and it is ending at same point, then it is known as a simple closed curve. So if the curve is crossing and it is closed, then it is a closed curve. But if the curve it is closed because it is a closed curve, it is closed, it's starting and ending at same point, and it is also simple, it is not crossing at any place, then it is known as a simple closed curve. So these are four types of curves: simple curve, the curve which does not cross itself; open curve, the curve which does not end at the starting point; closed curve, the curve that ends at the starting point; and simple closed curve, the curve that ends at the starting point and it does not cross itself, is known as a simple closed curve. Okay, I hope these points are clear. These are different types of curves. You might say in an exam, your exams, they might give you different types of curves and they can ask you which type of curve it is. Okay, this type of questions are asked as whether it is simple closed curve or it is a open curve. They might give you few examples and they might ask you find out the simple closed curve, take the simple closed curve. So this type of questions are asked in exam. Okay, now let's move to polygon. Curve is very simple. Now let's move to polygon. Polygons. What are polygons? Polygons are simple closed curve. Polygons are simple closed curve formed by only line segment. So simple closed curve. Okay, now you can say this is also a polygon. No, this is not a polygon because polygon are simple closed curve, but it is formed only by a line segment. And now you know what is line segment. Line segment is nothing but the part of a line which has fixed length, a definite starting point and definite end point, and having a fixed measurement, then it is known as a line segment. So PQ is a line segment. It is having a fixed length. Suppose this is 3 centimeter. So it has a fixed starting point, fixed end point, and it has a fixed length. Then it is known as a line segment. So polygons are also simple closed curve. They are closed curve, but they are made up of line segment. Then they are known as a polygon. Polygon are simple closed curve made up of a line segments, only with line segments. Okay. Different types of polygons are triangles. We have triangle as a polygon. Okay. Quadrilateral, pentagon, hectagon, these are all polygons because they are made up of fixed measurement, fixed line segments. So it is known as a polygon. Okay. Now let's start with triangle first. Okay. So for triangle, suppose we have this triangle P, Q and R. Okay. So triangle is a polygon which is made up of 3 line segments. Here triangle is made up of 3 line segments. And what are sides of triangle? Sides are PQ, QR, PR. These are the sides of triangle. And how we write it? PQ, QR, PR. These are the sides of triangle. Okay. Angles. Q, this is an angle. If you will see, this is an angle. Here, Q. Okay, it's making an angle here. So what we can see is there are 3 angles in a triangle, and here the angles are Q, P and R. This is how we represent angle. So Q, P and R are the 3 angles of triangle. Okay. Now vertex. What is vertex? Vertex, where the 2 line segments meet each other, is known as a vertex. 2 line segments, when they meet each other, it is known as a vertex. Here, so here P, the 2 line segments are meeting. Q, these 2 line segments are meeting, and R, these 2 line segments are meeting. So the triangle has 3 vertex, that is P, Q and R here. Okay. The inner part of the triangle is known as the interior of the triangle. So if I am putting the point, suppose O here, so O is in the interior of the triangle, inner part of triangle. Okay. And similarly, exterior, the outer part of the triangle, is known as the exterior of triangle. So suppose there is any points head here, it is exterior of the triangle. Okay. These are few properties of triangle. It's made up of 3 line segments. You know how to represent sides. What are angles? What are vertex? So any point where 2 line segments meet each other is known as a vertex. Okay. Interior, the inner part of the triangle is known as its interior, and the outer part is known as its exterior. Okay. So this is about triangle. Now what is diagonal? Diagonal. So suppose, okay, before diagonal we can learn about adjacent sides as well. What is adjacent sides? You know what is vertex. Right now we have learned what is vertex. So suppose this is a triangle. Okay. P is a vertex because it is joining, it is common for 2 line segments. Q is a vertex, R is a vertex here. 2 line segments which joins 2 sides with a common vertex. So here PQ and PR. These are 2 sides of a triangle and I have a common vertex here. Then these 2 line segments PQ and QR are known as a adjacent sides. So PQ, QR are adjacent sides. Then PQ and QR here is adjacent side. So when we have PQ, PR with Q vertex, we have PQ, QR. With R vertex, we have PR and QR. Okay, these are the adjacent sides. So the sides of any given shape which has common vertex, then they are known as the adjacent sides. Okay, what is diagonal? Line segments which join two opposite vertex. So suppose this is one polygon here, and we have this P, Q, R and S. Okay, now P is a vertex here because it is common for two line segments. Q, R is also, S is also, and Q is also vertex here. Okay, any line segments. So in this case, if you will see P, R, they are adjacent vertex. They are common. They are on they are joining somewhere. Okay, Q, S, they are also joining somewhere. But if I'll say Q and R, they are opposite to each other. They are at the end. They are opposite to each other. Okay, so if I'll draw a line segment from Q to R, so the line segments which join two opposite vertex, line segments that joins two opposite vertex is called diagonal. Okay, so the line segments which joins two opposite vertex is known as a diagonal. So QR is a diagonal segment. The line segment QR is a diagonal here. Similarly, if I draw from P to S, then again it is also another diagonal for this given shape. The line segments that join two opposite vertex, this Q and R are opposite. They are not meeting. They are not meeting at any point, so they are opposite vertex. So a line segments, if I draw a line segment from Q to R, then it will be a diagonal of the given shape. So we know what is adjacent sides, we know what is diagonal, we know vertex, we know sides. Okay, what are angles in the given shape, that also we have just understood. Now let's take one more polygon, properties of one more polygon, and that is quadrilateral. What is quadrilateral? A polygon with four sides are known as a quadrilateral. Polygon with four sides is known as a quadrilateral. You can draw any polygon which is having four sides here. You can draw square, you can draw rectangle, you can draw polygon. Okay, any polygon which is having four sides is known as a quadrilateral. Now again, the properties remains the same. What are the sides of quadrilateral here? PS, SR, RQ, QP. These are all sides of quadrilateral here. Okay, these are sides. Now next is angle. Okay, then at angle we have P. Angles, we have P, S, R and Q. These are all forming angles here. Okay, next is, now we have seen what are sides. So PS, SR, these are all sides. Now we have adjacent sides. What are adjacent sides? Sides which has common vertex is known as the adjacent sides. So here PS and PQ, these are adjacent sides. Similarly, PQ and QR, okay, with common vertex everywhere. PS and SR and R with R as a vertex, SR and QR. These are all adjacent sides of the given polygon. Okay. Now adjacent angles, similarly we have adjacent sides, similarly we have adjacent angles. What are adjacent angles? Adjacent angles are angles with common side. So if I'll check here, if I'll take with the angle R, So it is QRS. Okay, and if I'll check with for angle Q, then it is RQP. Okay, so here QR is common. Like suppose for R I have QRS as an angle, name of the angle, and similarly for Q as an angle we have RQP. So here QR, this line segment is common for both the angles P and Q. So these are known as adjacent angles. So P and Q are adjacent angles. I mean R and Q. Similarly, for P as an angle, we have PQ as a common. So they are known as the adjacent angles. Similarly, for S, we have PS and SR. So PS is common for P and S as an angle. So angles which having adjacent sides, adjacent line segments are known as the adjacent angles. And similarly, we have last as opposite angle. Okay, what are opposite angles? So here S and Q are opposite angle. They are not having any common segment. They are not having common side. Then they are known as opposite angles. Adjacent angles, angles with common side are adjacent angles. Angles which do not have any common side, they are known as opposite angles. So here S and Q are opposite angle. Similarly, P and R are opposite angles. Okay. And as we have learned about diagonal, if I'll draw a line from S to Q, they are opposite angles. If I'm drawing a line segment from S to Q, then it is a diagonal of the quadrilateral. Similarly, if I'll draw from P to R, then again it is another diagonal of the quadrilateral. Okay, so these are all about different polygons. Okay, what is line segment, what are curves, what are different polygons. There are many questions which are asked in exam, like they might give you different shapes and they will ask you which one is not a quadrilateral here. So suppose they might give you a shape. Okay, and they might ask you which is not a quadrilateral here. Okay, so here we know what is quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is a closed curve. So all of the four are closed curve, but quadrilateral is made up of a fixed length, fixed start and end point. Here it is not the case. Here it is not the case, and that's why we can say that the third figure given in the question is not a quadrilateral. This type of questions are asked lots in your exam. It's not a polygon, sorry. Okay. So this is the concept which you need to keep in mind related to curves and polygons. In the upcoming video, I'll explain you about circle. What is circle? Different types of circles. Okay. What is circumference of circle and other properties of circle. Okay. If you are giving Olympiad exams, then do subscribe to my channel. I have created a playlist for you where you'll see the details of each and every chapter. So please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click on bell icon. Till that time, thank you for learning. Thank you for watching. Keep studying.